Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the day of the video. Darren, how's it going today? Today we are ready before going to work. I woke up this morning, and I normally now I listen. Now my iPod is in my car. I listen to the radio to wake up. Like this, will start playing the radio at 7:30. And like today, Sarah Cox came on the radio instead of Chris Evans, and Sarah Cox comes on the radio on the weekend. So it really screwed me. I woke up and I'm like, oh, just have like 10 minutes more. Slept in till like 10 to 8, sorry. 20 to 8, sorry. Jesus. And I was forced to get ready in like one hell of a rush. And I'm like, no, quick, let's get ready. So I got up and I super time efficiently got up, computer on, cup of tea. Got my cup of tea made, into the shower. Shower, get out, still in a towel, eat breakfast, drink tea. Now it's nice and cool. Got dressed and now I'm ready early. So, happy days. I was going to set up car cam and head on thingy, but I've got plenty of time to thingy you. Obviously you fell over last time we were on car cam, so I want to test it a little bit before I start using it in anger. I think I need to reorganise the legs and stuff because you're ever so slightly heavier than my... Well, actually quite a bit heavier than my old camera. But yeah, I think the legs are a bit... They need a better forward ballast. They're very much left and right ballast, but not much very forward. So I need to reorganise it. It's because I keep taking it off and on again. I should really just leave it. But otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, last night I was up real late. I was up, well, I say real late, an hour later than normal. I was up till 1. And I had some, like, I started doing some development work, and then I realised that half of the work I was working on is still not checked in. It's at work. I haven't checked it into my version control. So I'm kind of like working on some half, like what I can remember how I left the code in an attempt not to duplicate work. And then I realised the change I wanted to make was pretty big, and I'm like, it's way too late in the day for this. So I went around and started organising stuff. I wrote down my to-do list of things to do, and I've realised that I've just started writing to-do lists on paper again. And like, the problem is, like, I can use TFS and Team Foundation Server to raise tasks and user stories and stuff like that, but it's so much hard work and it's just not worth doing. That's the problem with it. And I was trying to find a better way of doing that, and I'm deciding, I put everything in Evernote. And then I was like, yeah, Evernote will work because I could load it up on my phone and I can do it on the fly and stuff like that. So at work I can just look at it on there. But I decided to move everything over to OneNote, and I'm now today organising, there's a couple of things I'm doing today, but I'm organising my notes in OneNote today, including like last year's lecture notes. And I'm organising like my third year, I've already started making notes on my third year project, but the majority of it is... what am I saying? But I also want to use, like, I want to create a to-do list in there, and then I've got like all of the notes in the same place instead of some of them on TFS and some of them everywhere. So I'm going to have like a history of all the to-do lists and stuff that I've set up on OneNote, so that's really good. Otherwise though, today on my to-do list I am going to download and try out Atom, the text editor. And I've got a load of to-do list stuff to do with actually developing my system, so I'm hoping to get a relatively free day at work today so I can have a play with it. I need to organise my notes because my notes are terrible. It just doesn't make sense. I'm going to try and condense them all down and make it a bit more cleaner in prep for university. I'm going to go shopping today, so I'm going to write a shopping list and write a meal plan. I'm ringing Laura. Got a lot to do. So it's going to be a busy day and it's almost time to leave. So I'm going to hop me bloody shoes on. We're going to hit road. Oh, and we are home. Good afternoon. I've just finished having dinner. I'm feeling pretty porky. That was a bit too much pasta there, I think. Right, what's been going on today? Today I've been having a pretty productive day today. It's got to be said. We was doing some live testing of stuff. We had some issues where we may have been charging like 100 times more than. Yeah, there was an issue with real-time pricing, which may have accidentally multiplied the price by 100. Maybe, just accidentally, who knows? Say we, other people, third parties that might not be as good as people make out they are. So they fixed that over the weekend apparently, and we were running some tests through today, and then we had some issues based on, we were trying to do other types of quotes, and they weren't just appearing on live, they were like appearing on, this is all live testing as well by the way, they were appearing on thingies, so you have to do like kind of hacky ways of getting around things to make sure that you can test on live, because you're not really supposed to test on live. But yeah, so I've been helping out with that today. I also did loads of my own projects, been able to go through and refactor quite a lot of it. I've got everything set up now, so all I need to do is, at the very highest level, set it up so that it creates the multiple threads that does everything instead of it all going through one by one. That's all I've got to do now. I've gone through all of my to-do lists yesterday and sorted it all out. I've still got to go through my Onenote notes. I'm going to try and do that when I get back from shopping. Also, I've been trying out Atom, the text editor Atom by GitHub. I believe I tried it before. Someone recommended it to me. I tried it before, but I don't think I tried it. I think it was in beta, and I didn't like it. And I like it. It's very good. I'm very pleased with it. And if anyone is looking for a text editor, I am willing to recommend it. Quite a long, complex life with Notepad, with text editors and stuff. I actually use them quite a lot. I was talking to the Lewises and they don't actually really use them, but I use them quite a lot, so that's why I jump between them all. I originally used Notepad++, and Notepad++ is really, really good. It's really, really powerful, but it's ugly. And that's a real deal breaker. Like when you have to stare at the same thing for so long, it really bugs you when it's really bland and ugly, and the colour highlighting and the syntax highlighting is all a bit crap. So I didn't particularly like that. I jumped over to Sublime because Sublime is just prettier than Notepad++, but I never really liked Sublime, not properly. There were just things about it that bugged me. And then Microsoft brought out Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is good, it's very competent. And I guess like it's good that it hooks up into thingy, and you can do debugging and things in it out the box, which is great, but I don't really use any of those features. The downside of it is that another advantage as well is if you put it next to Visual Studio, proper Visual Studio, then the themes match up perfectly. They're identical, which is good. That's just like because I normally have them side by side, and it annoys me that like the dark theme of one is slightly darker than the other, but that's OCD that. Otherwise though, the problem with Visual Studio Code is that it's kind of annoyingly implemented so that it's quite difficult to set as default and stuff like that, and I don't know, I think it might, is it fully released Visual Studio Code? It might be early access still, so they might iron that stuff out. If it hooked into TFS, it'd be brilliant, and I'd probably use it, but yeah, the downside is it doesn't really do, it's kind of got like bare bones colour syntax highlighting. It's only really got the same colours that Visual Studio has, and that's kind of a bit bland as well. But yeah, things like the automatic IntelliSense and stuff like that isn't as good as they made out it was. So anyway, I've been kind of getting annoyed at that for a while. And then I saw they'd announced Atom and released it properly and saw the adverts for it, and it looks great. And I've installed it and it is great. So I'm loving it. It can just pull over open products and stuff like that, and it's got the mapping, but then I've got it so that disappears when it's not being used, which is awesome. But yeah, so I'm very well impressed with it. If people want a if you want a text editor, it's a good one. If you're normal and you want a text editor, like use Notepad. If you're not normal, then either use Notepad++ or this. Depends on how like obsessive you get about how things look. But yeah, so I was setting that up as well. Set up that, did all my work, did a load of live testing, got a little bit more live testing to do tomorrow, and that's about it really. It's been a relatively quiet day. Thankfully no meetings or anything, which was good. Otherwise though, back now, cook dinner, about to do the washing up. I'm like kind of talking to you while it dries, while it cools down. And I am going to then go to Sainsbury's. I'm going to walk. I'm going to drive there though, because the weather isn't looking too stable. It's like, it's and an ahhing. So I'm just going to drive there, I reckon. And to be honest with you, it's been a cool day today. It's been quite cool outside. So I reckon it's going to be a good day to go get some petrol. Compared to like Wednesday, which is when I was going to go. I'll just do my like tyres and stuff today. That'll be fine, obviously, until Wednesday. Till Thursday, and I'll just check my oil and stuff on Wednesday. Make sure that's alright. Cool. Right, so I'm going to do some this, and then I'm going to be talking to Lauren later. Need to have a shave later because I look like Santa. And yeah, good stuff. Productivity today. We're doing good. We're ticking stuff off from our to-do lists. Shopping wise as well today, I need to go and find some crunchy nut cornflakes for cheapish. So that means having to go to Tesco and stuff. Because Tesco always has it on offer when the others don't. It's really quite annoying. But yeah, is it raining? Should we take my coat just in case it rains on me? I'd rather take my coat and then just like get rained on than drive between Asda and Sainsbury's. Right. Let's hit the road then. We're done. Yeah, I'm thinking definitely going to sort out my tyres and stuff today. And then in theory I don't have to leave again. I could just need to drive to work twice. You know what I mean? If I was to go to Sainsbury's now and get some and didn't get petrol, then I'd have to go back to Sainsbury's to get petrol and air. So I may as well like get everything that I need to go out for now straight away, and then we'll work from there. Oh god, I'm gonna take a coat just in case it rains on me. But otherwise, it's kind of warm. It's still warm. It's just wet. Like the air, like you know what I mean. It's not like baking hot, but it is. It isn't cool. It's a battery. Look at that. You lasted a long time, didn't you? Let's go shopping. Let's go Tesco. 4 medium-sized crunchy nut and 2 deodorants for a tenner. Yes, please, Tesco. Diamonds. However, the first time I left the store, I didn't realise that I really needed a wee, and then I had to go back in to go to the toilet. So, oh well. Look at that! Look. Happy birthday for less than a tenner. Also, they had a Lynx. They were half price, £1.50, so it will be cheaper than the others. Don't need to go to the others to check. But they also had a black edition one, which was 50 millilitres bigger for the exact same price. Don't know what it smells like, but cheap as chips, boys. Basically half price and buy 2 get the 3rd for free. Can't fault that, can you? To be fair, you can't fault that. I just got air and petrol from the petrol place, right? And I'm going to talk to you now because I'm going to ring Dad in a minute. Because I'm really confused. Like, the amount of pressure I put in the tyres is 29 in the front, 28 in the back. That's how much you're supposed to put in it. That's how much I always put in it. When was the last time I did it? It was a month ago, wasn't it, when I got my petrol? Well, I've just put it on, and they were on 37. It's impossible. How can it increase? Unless someone pumped it up. Or that's broken. Because it's not like it's hotter now than it probably was when I did it. Because it's probably not. And if it is hotter, it's not twice as hot, or however much more you've got to... I'm not sure actually on the formula you need to create double the pressure, air pressure for temperature. I feel like I should either go to another air pump and triple check that shit, or like part of me thinks that it's just deflated my tyres just for banter, you know, and I'm actually rolling around on 10 now instead of 29. Anyway, let's get to Asda. I'm gonna ring Dad, but otherwise I want to talk to you about notes. I know, right? Fucking exciting, isn't it? I'm going back and I'm going to see if they can check the accuracy of that machine. There's no way that mine was 10 higher than it should have been. The friggin' accuracy is out on that machine. It's got to be. Because that's stupid. That's ridiculous, that is. Notes. I wanted to talk to you about notes because along with my text editor change, I've also changed how I'm doing my notes and stuff, which is why I was up really late last night. I was up till 1 o'clock last night organising notes. And while I've mentioned like kind of what I'm doing, I'll go into the details because some of you may be interested, like for some fucking reason. It's it's something that goes with the territory of being a YouTuber. Just people are like immediately like interested in everything you've got. Like someone asked me on Twitter today, there's some things I know about. I know about cameras, I know about phones kinda. Someone asked me today, what's the best cheap Windows laptop to buy? No, what's the best cheap laptop to buy? I don't fucking know. I bought a laptop like 3 years ago. I don't goddamn know what's good and cheap. I can point you towards stuff that's relatively well spec'd, but whether it's good or not, I ain't got a clue. So I just sent them like The Verge. The Verge are pretty good at stuff like that, if you're looking for good reviews and shit. And I'm sorry about the wind, I haven't got my sponge. Anyway, notes. I realised last night that I was in like a predicament. I was writing, I might have said this fucking tree. I might have said it this morning really. But I realised that I'd like I committed to too much stuff. I had to back all my work out and do it again, basically. I had to get a to-do list on the go and make sure I was ready to do it again tomorrow. And the way I did that was writing on a notepad. Now, it's possible within Visual Studio, you can use Team Foundation Server and you can create tasks and user stories, and you can really log all of the work you're doing, and then when I check in some code, I can check it in against that specific task. So I get to see, like, oh, when I implemented this, I did it on this task, I also checked in this. It's really cool. But it takes a lot of work. It's so much hard work to do that. It's really not worth it. Especially on my own. I need a Scrum Master, basically, to do it for me. I need to hire someone. Then what else I was doing was I was writing it down, and that's no good because I'm going to go to work and then I don't have it with me. I need a digital version. We're in the digital age. Pen and paper, what's that about, mate? So I asked the Lewises. They use Trello. Well, one of them did. They used Trello, and I used to use Trello, but I didn't get on with it. I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was on a phone, and I just found it like cumbersome to use. To keep notes and to-do lists and stuff. And I've decided what it is. I had to play around, had a look on the market and stuff, and what I decided to go with was temporary short stuff. I've got Google Keep for things like shopping lists and short notes like how cheap Tesco is with Crunchy Nut cornflakes, stuff like that. That's what I use Google Keep for, just really quick dirty notes that will get deleted at some point in the future. I then have Todoist to organise my daily to-do list. So on there I produce, like, maybe I even go like a week in advance, and I'll go like, oh yeah, on Friday I need to do this, I'll put it on my to-do list, and stuff like that. But that's not really very good at keeping track of tasks for things like programming and stuff like that, or essays. It's not very good at that kind of stuff because it's so like short focused, and I lose track of it. As soon as it's deleted, I've lost it forever. Well, I think. Can't be asked to find it again, basically. Temporarily last night I started using Evernote. I started like converting this to-do list I'd made on paper and then on Todoist. Took it out of Todoist, put it into Evernote in an attempt to see if that was any better. And it was all right, but then I was in the point where like I was now keeping notes on too many things, so I used OneNote instead. OneNote is where I keep all my university notes, and for those of you who want like a digital place to put your university notes, OneNote is easily the best place for it. You could argue Evernote's better at the kind of Google Keep kind of notes, but OneNote, sorry, is absolutely amazing. So I've decided to put all my notes in there, and I've created like all of my previous years have all got their own little notebook. Then my final year project's got its own little notebook, and inside that notebook it's got a to-do list, and I can load up the to-do list online or on my phone, and I can just tick off the things I'm doing, and it means I've got a log of all of the things I've done in the past because I'll organise it like that. So, in short, Evernote isn't very good. OneNote, and Evernote is okay, but OneNote is really, really good for those of you who are going to do university notes and stuff. Right, look at this. So that tyre there, look, that's supposed to be on 29 now, but I can press that, kind of. I don't believe it. I don't know what to do. Because now that doesn't actually look that bad, does it? It doesn't look like it's too flat. It might even look like 29. But how were they on 30, 37 and 39? That was on 33. I don't get it. I'm really confused. I'm going to the other Sainsbury's to double check it. It's the only thing I can do. I could go to them and be like, oh, can you check the accuracy of your machine, please? Not sure they'll enjoy that. Because I have to get like a team leader over. It's not worth it. I may as well just drive to the other one. Hey, so my shopping this week has come to, well, I'm about to actually, I'm a liar because I'm about to go and buy £3 worth of tissues from Asda, but it's come to less than £20, and I haven't actually used my card because I had cash from left over from how much I didn't spend when I went out on town, when I went out on a party. So that's good. I'm going to drive to Asda, and then I'm going to drive to the other Sainsbury's, and I'm going to check my friggin' tyres again because I'm paranoid. It's impossible. It's an impossibility. Man. Before I do my air pressure, right, I'm at Sainsbury's now. I just stopped on the motorway, because on the motorway, I joined the hard shoulder or whatever, I realised that this light wasn't turning off. And there you go, it's off. it turns off when the doors are closed. So I'm like, oh shit, the doors aren't closed. So I'm like, I stopped thinking, like, maybe my boot's open. Maybe that's why it's all going, maybe it thinks that's the reason why it's all going a bit, like, wrong, you know? And then I pulled over, all my doors are fine. Turns out I can knock it and keep it on permanently. Don't know how the hell I knocked it, but yeah, turns out all you need to do is just knock it back and it'll turn it off. Like, watch. Hey! Never knew it did that. And I stopped on the motorway, and that was when I found out. So there we go. Right, let's do this then. Right, 29 PSI, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I want. Okay, pop that on there. 30. What? So it drops some out, and then it'll go, right, happy days. I don't get it. So why were they on 37? Someone must have pumped my tyres up. They must have. They must have. No, there's no other possibility here. Because I definitely wouldn't do that. I don't understand how that's possible. No way would I do that. No way would I overinflate my own tyres. Not to 37. Not 10 higher than what they are. But why would someone inflate them? No way would anyone inflate them. You'd flatten them, wouldn't you? If you wanted to go around and fuck with people's tyres, you'd just go around, take the cap off and just put your finger on it and just, ha, you got flat tyres, lol, if you're an arsehole. What kind of arsehole does it take to inflate your tyres overly so they could go bang when you're driving them? 37 is high. They could have popped me friggin' tyres, they could. Anyway though, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a day today. I'm going to go through my notes and make sure they're nice and organised in the way that I want them to go, and I'm also going to ring up Laura, so I'm going to make sure that I render you out and get you uploaded and all that kind of good stuff. Tomorrow, what's going on? Tomorrow we are... What are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing? Knocking stuff over, boys. Get it. What's going on at work tomorrow? I've got a little bit of live testing to do, but otherwise I'm not sure. So maybe we'll be able to forge forward with some testing of stuff. With some development of my system, I believe I can move on now. Finally, as soon as I've got this multi-threaded stuff down, I'll be able to move on and start doing other things such as like automatic building and all that kind of stuff, and get that all running in the background. Then we can start building up friggin' tests. So yeah. Otherwise though, after work I'm going to do a wash. I'll do a clothes wash, a bed change, towel wash, potentially doing some cleaning and stuff. I've now kind of got Wednesday back now that I'm not servicing my car on Wednesday. I was going to walk to Sainsbury's today, but I decided against it. But yeah, that's today's video. No idea what's going on with my tyres. But yeah, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I will catch you later.